Software developers in the US get paid around $113,000 to $200,000 per year, with a median at around $150,000. While the US government actually puts the range closer to $132,000 compared to the Stack Overflow survey, other countries like Australia, Canada, UK, and Germany all fall behind the US when it comes to wages for developers. But when we look at job postings across countries, Australia and Canada are actually showing stronger numbers in comparison to pre-pandemic levels. And meanwhile, the tech industry overall is still recovering from the massive layoff that started around the end of 2022 to early 2023. And as the industry is still recovering, the demand shifted away from pure software developer roles to machine learning and data engineering roles as AI becomes more dominant. All of this points back to the reality that while there are 47 million developers in the world, more than half of the developers are in the age bracket of 18 to 34 years old. And that is the exact demographic for software developers that are suffering the most when we look at the headcount for current employment in the industry. Welcome to Caleb Writes Code, where every second counts. Quick shout out to Kotlin sponsoring this video, more on them later. You probably have seen this chart from Indeed Hiring Lab before, where it shows you an index of software developer job postings across time. But unfortunately, there's a huge misunderstanding when it comes to this very chart. The chart here shows you 100 in the y-axis as a pre-pandemic level baseline anchored in February 2020. And relative to that point, we measure the variance at each data point adjusted with seasonality. In other words, around February 2022, where the index showed a value of 234, which means even in consideration of trailing 3-year seasonality, was about 134% higher than the baseline. Meaning here, we hired 24 people as opposed to hiring 10 people, for example. Now, when we fast forward from this peak to today, the most recent data point shows that the US is at 69, the UK is at 63, Germany at 58, Canada at 78, and Australia at 122. So what we are seeing here in the US is a slow recovery towards the quote-unquote normal baseline at 100 in comparison to February 2020. Now, when we overlay this with major flagship models, starting with GPT 3.5 in November 2022 that launched ChatGPT to the world, GPT-4 in March 2023, and the first commercial reasoning model o1 announced in September 2024, followed by the DeepSeek moment that happened in January 2025, along with many other breakthroughs like Sonnet 3.5, Opus 4, Gemini 2.5, and Gemini 3, all played a big part in the industry. We also have many coding agents, mainly in 2025, that took these models to disrupt the software development industry, and tools like Claude Code, OpenCode, and more recently, OpenAI Codex App really started to poke at the industry whether we really needed all of 47 million developers that we have currently in the world. So as you can see, there's a bit of a tug of war between where the baseline should be now that AI is changing the industry. In other words, is this an early sign that maybe we will never reach back to the pre-pandemic level and we now need a different baseline than February 2020? When we look at the Dora report, while some early adopters of AI coding go all the way back to 2022, a large majority of developers actually started to use AI coding at around 2024 and onwards, which is pretty recent. And as the underlying coding agents became more and more complex, there's been this K-shaped divergence between developers who orchestrate their work entirely using AI and developers who use AI merely as a tool. And leading experts in the dev industry like Uncle Bob started to notice how when he goes from 2 agents to 3 agents, he started to become the bottleneck in coding. And similar sentiment has been shared with Andres Karpathy, where he shared how he felt behind as a programmer using AI coding agents. As you can see, given this lag in the AI adoption among developers, the K-shaped adoption between coders who embrace the tool and coders who say that AI only moderately automates their task. Now, all of this crescendos into the split between entry-level developers who are early in their career who seem to be suffering the most. And with that, we need to talk about Kotlin. Intelligent IDEA is an environment that lets you build while working with whichever coding agent that fits your workflow. Whether it's Codex App, Claude Code, or JetBrains Junie. I created a very simple code that allows you to spin up a backend system that could read customer log documentation that I have here in this file. And as easy as the code looks, I can now use curl commands to reach the endpoint to fetch information contained in it. And now with their Junie AI coding agent, you can easily use it to continue coding by asking it to further implement my project by adding a new route that could access file by file. Try out Kotlin's easy-to-use backend system and their Junie AI coding agent that helps you ship products faster. The common sentiment out there is that AI will take away all entry-level positions to start. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei famously said that in a few years, 50% of entry-level white-collar positions will be impacted by AI. While claims like this certainly needs to be analyzed more thoroughly, it does speak to at least some uncertainty in the industry whether companies should hire more developers, which is reflected here where we're still behind the pre-pandemic level. And looking at other countries like Australia and Canada, where they're nearing back to where they used to be or even above the level in Australia, the US still seems to be on the fence about how hiring should look like with AI in the mix. At the moment, however, machine learning engineers saw a nearly 40% jump in demand, data engineers seeing 10% jump, while front-end and mobile engineers actually shrunk more than 5% going from 2024 to 2025. And meanwhile, the pace of how fast AI is being used is not stopping. According to the semi-analysis report, more than 4% of public repos in GitHub use Claude Code, which goes to show how fast AI is being adopted to those who actually embrace it. And this kind of acceleration will likely continue, causing the split between 52% of developers who don't use AI agents, while the rest are trying to learn how to best incorporate AI into workflow as fast as possible. I think it's worth mentioning why this K-shaped adoption is occurring among developers. One of the biggest components comes down to trust, where a large majority of developers simply don't trust AI's response in their coding needs. But this sentiment will certainly improve as the underlying model gets better in time. But the biggest issue is when it comes down to workflow. Just like how Uncle Bob mentioned in his tweet, how when you go from working with 2 agents to 3 agents, he becomes a bottleneck. Coding with AI, and I mean actually letting AI do the majority of the work, requires a complete change in how you actually work. And there's a big resistance when it comes to this change. Using coding agents like Claude Code and Codex App is vastly different than copying and pasting code into a chat or even using an extension-based coding assistant like Cline and Rue. While Cline and Rue will assist in the actual implementation task by task, Claude Code and Codex is meant to abstract away the implementation, which changes the rule of the game from coding to what's called spec-driven development or just orchestrating between tasks. The Codex app, for example, doesn't even show you the code in the application, and viewing diff edits is done outside of the main chat window. So given this underlying change we're going through in terms of AI adoption among developers, lack of trust in AI's response, continual layoff, but hiring still being below the baseline, do you think this progression will lead to AI replacing software developers? Or do you think AI will create even more demand for software developers?